I'm rolling up all your bud, rolling up all your bud, rolling up the exotic. I'm rolling up all your bud, rolling up all your bud, rolling up exotic.
What up? Thank you guys for tuning in to For the Culture, episode 2 with DJ Deadeye.
Yes, sir.
You already know, exclusively on GTG TV. Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in today. We got a good one. We'll have a good stories to go today. DJ Deadeye, let them know. Introduce yourself real quick.
That's the hardcore. I got a red gift. I flow sicker, throw blows quicker. No question, I will flow in the booth. I'm the truth. One of the last poets.
We're not too boring for the masses, you know. We out here, man. DJ Deadeye repping that ST Squad, 978 Murder Mass. We in the building, man. Lawtown to the world.
Yes, sir, man. You already know he's a Lawtown staple out here. One of the hottest DJs to me. Only DJ I call when I need a DJ. So you already know. Big up to DJ Deadeye. Happy to have you here. You know what I mean?
Man. Salute,
we'll chop it up about this shit. You got a new album out. You got a new mixtape out. Fucking, you guys
a lot of things coming.
You guys is working, man. Constantly working.
A lot of things.
We know that. So let us know. What project did you just release right now? We'll start off with that off rip.
I put out an EP in April called Last Batch. It's got 5 joints on there, over like 20 MCs and, you know, singers and things like that. And then I just put out a mixtape on, what's today? On the 9th of June, called Double Impact 3.
Today's the
with
16th.
DJ Beanz, my homegirl from Massachusetts. She lives in LA now.
Word.
So we got this mixtape series we do like every couple years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Double Impact. So how many? I see you got a bunch of tracks on there. How many tracks you got?
This one's got a lot. This one's got 30. And it's
wow.
It's just all like underground shit and showcasing the underground, and you know she's like heavy in the mix and like all involved in the whole hip hop renaissance going on right now.
Word. And
then I just showcase like a bunch of people I work with and people I respect and I like, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, that's dope, man. Yeah,
you know, we come together, usually like 25, 30 joints, you know.
Word. That's what's up, man. Let people know where they can find that project right now.
It's on my Bandcamp, actually, djdeadeye.bandcamp.com.
We'll make sure we'll put it in the description for you guys.
You can get everything there, really, except like my early work. Other than that, everything's there pretty much. djdeadeye.bandcamp.com.
Word. So you say you dropped the EP in April. What made you title the album The Last Batch? How did that name come about?
Basically, a lot of these songs were gonna be on. I'm putting out 2 albums. I'm putting one out in August and then one early 2021.
Okay.
So some of these songs were gonna be on the shit.
Okay.
What happens is when I'm working on my music, it takes me a long time to get it all together and perfect it. Because 1, I'm not a rapper. 2, I'm not a singer. So I have to outsource this work.
For sure.
And it got to make sense with what I'm doing. And, you know, the concept got to be right and everything got to be, you know, for real. So it takes me a while to get these done. So
respect that.
Some of these songs had some older energy on it because they were from years past.
Yep.
So instead of putting it with the new energy of the stuff I'm working on now, I decided to create a little package and make it its own thing. Okay. Called Last Batch.
Okay. So kind of like the last batch of the old coming in.
Yeah, it's kind of like a play on like the drug game too. So it's like, you know, your last batch or like the end of the baggie, like the chafe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that trimmed fat and just packaged together. You know what I'm saying? We made a little thing.
The concept on that. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, everything. All the music I put out is like music / like drug related, like, you know, or vice related.
Okay, yeah, because you know that's what's around law. That's
just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Anything could be a vice, bro. Money, short women, drugs, whatever.
Respect that.
Fashion, whatever.
So as far as features on the project, I'm gonna name a couple that you got here. You got obviously your man's Terminology. Big up to Terminology.
Yes, sir.
You got Havoc from Mobb Deep.
Yes, sir.
You got Big Noid from Mobb Deep in there.
Yes, sir.
You got Vic Spencer. I believe he's an artist from Springfield, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he's from Chicago.
Oh, he's a Chicago.
The guy
artist.
I work with is from Chicago.
Okay, cool.
He's an underground dude. He's worked with Big Ghostface.
Nice.
He's on a lot of underground projects. Trying to think with some of his main staple dudes that he works with, but he works with a lot of those dudes like Rem the Villain. He was Sean P was real big into Vic Spencer.
Oh, dope.
So that's how kind of like people.
R.I.P. to Sean Price, man.
Rest in peace, Sean P. That's the man. He's kind of like the person who co-signed him first to let everybody kind of know that he was kind of dope. And then from there, people started working with him. You know what
people started putting an eye to what's in your piece, talking about
exactly.
If this guy respects him, hold on.
Exactly. And he was on a couple Sean. He was on a couple of Sean albums.
You know, I'm a big Sean Price fan.
Yes,
Helter
sir.
Skelter, Rock Nest. Big up to Rock too. You already know.
Shout out Bernadette.
Yes, sir. Bernadette, what up? You already know. Salute to you. Word, man. That's dope, man. So, like I said, yo, with all these features you have on your project, and how hard? I want to have a question. How hard was it to put this album together with these features during this pandemic? Like, how was the process different from what you're used to? Like, say with the substance abuse album.
This
you were able
one
to actually be in the studio with these artists. Like, how was it different when comparing to that?
Yeah, like I said, this one was kind of like a trimming of the fat of the next two projects.
Okay, got you.
So it was a little bit easier than what the albums are gonna be.
Right.
Just cause I mean, some of the newer things on here are like the Fee verse and the Fabian song.
Word,
you know
Fabian, yeah, that Fabian dude.
The song with Havoc and Noid and Term. 2011, we toured with Mobb Deep. We did a show in Rome.
Word.
1,000 people. Before the show, Term does a song with Havoc and Noid over this dude Philosophy's joint. It's a joint for him and his peoples. Then what happens is, a couple years later, there's not a home for this song, and there's no hook or nothing, and nobody really knows what to do with it. So Term, you know, lays it up for me.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, alley-oop the shit. So, but I didn't want to do cuts, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, I feel like sometimes that's the easy way out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel you.
Not always.
You know, we love cuts, though. To me personally,
I love it. It's my favorite shit in the world.
Man.
And most of that shit is mad complex.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, if I'm gonna make the song stick out, I'm not gonna do it a way someone else can do it.
Yeah. I got you.
So I decided to add my man Lotta Darkman from Wu-Tang. Have him come through, do a hook, and then make it different. And then I added different music to it with my man Jam and Bob Nash. And, you know, we made it a remix.
Word. Shout out to Bob Nash.
So we 2020 that one, you know what I'm saying? Because that was from 2011. And then Ride was an extra joint off the ST album. We cut it.
Okay, yeah, that was fire.
We cut it. We added Rex, and then boom, I put it on this.
So you got the term and Ed Rock back-to-back hook.
Yeah.
Like old time.
You know what I'm saying?
That was fire, man.
Definite. Word. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And then the joint Neighborhood Watch was, shout out my man Tone Beats, did the beat, and I added some sound effects and the concept to the joint, and shout out my man Ghost of the Machine. He's from Massachusetts. I had him lay some type of, like, you know, it's a duality song if you listen to it. The first verse is him talking about living in the hood and having to deal with the neighborhood and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then the second verse is him moving to the suburbs and him having to deal with the neighborhood with the white people. So it's a duality, but it's the same problem. You know what I'm saying?
Word, that's fire, man. Yo, thank you for that story right there. That's fire.
Word up.
You already
And
know,
then
man.
Too Short.
It's an honor just to have like Mobb Deep on the project.
All day. And I've been had that shit in the cut.
Still active too, you know.
I've been had it in the cut too.
Word,
it was just I had to get it right. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And then the Too Short joint. Shout out my man Deli did the beat. And then I had hit up Vic through Big Ghost.
Vic Spencer. Shout out Vic Spencer.
Yeah, I had hit up Vic Spencer through Big Ghost, and then you know, he did a joint over it. And then I felt like I wanted to involve Feeve somehow, you know what I'm saying? That's team, and you know, he's doing his thing with Fat Joe and shit like that.
Oh,
so
that's fire, man.
I wanted to give him the look too, you know.
Word, that's a good
So shout out
man.
UFO Feeve too, that's my man.
So let them know where can they find this project right now.
Project is everywhere, literally anywhere things are streamed. You can go on my Bandcamp and buy it directly from me if you want, digitally or physically. I got the physical CDs as well.
Word up.
So yeah, you can go on the Bandcamp or anywhere else. Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play.
Word. So make sure you guys go out there on all social media platforms, all music platforms. Get that Last Batch EP with DJ Deadeye.
Yes, sir.
Good features on there. All right, so look, we're going to bring it back a little bit, man. We're going to bring it back to the beginning, all right? So first off, I want to say, how did you get the name Deadeye? DJ Deadeye, which is a dope DJ name, first of all. Where'd the name come from?
One that nobody named me. I put it on myself.
Word.
My original name was just plain and boring. It was just D.
D, okay.
So, but it was spelled
DJ D?
Yeah, and it was spelled a little different. It was spelled with 2 E's and shit. But it was just boring. It didn't really have there wasn't no story to it, you know what I mean? The Deadeye shit comes from, it's a nickname for a marksman, like a sharpshooter, like a sniper.
Yeah, Deadeye.
You know what I mean? They say it's Deadeye. and you know, they gotta be on point. So, you know, I fancied my shit as that way. Like,
That's fire, man.
My mixtapes were in that way, or my blends were in that way, to where everything was on point. So it just kind of worked out, you know what I'm saying?
Word, that's fire,
that name just kind of stuck, really.
Nah, it's a dope name, man.
I changed it, and then people were like, "That's it, yo, that's perfect." And then now everybody knows me by that.
Word, that's what's up, man.
It was smooth, yo. It wasn't like, you know, you change your name and like it's weird because people still call you the old name.
So you say they used to be DJ D.
Yes.
So when at what time would you call yourself that? Like, what time would you start DJing when you gave your name? Yo, my name is DJ D. You know
Between
what I mean?
like
how old were you? What year was it, if you remember?
I started DJing like 97, but I didn't like tell people or show people that I was DJing until like 99, 98. You know what I'm saying? 2000. So that name is probably from like 98 to like 2002.
Okay.
And then rest in peace, DJ D.
DJ D. Rest in peace to 2002, DJ D, man.
2003.
And the birth of DJ Deadeye.
2003, Deadeye was born, and
word.
And now we here. Now we here,
word,
bro.
Salute to that, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, so obviously everybody knows you as DJ Deadeye and all the things you do, but everybody also knows you for working with Terminology, another Lawrence staple who's making moves for the city, you know. So when did you link up with Terminology, and how did that start off?
So it's kind of it's a backwards story. So like I knew Term and Easy and Clip. And all these dudes, because Clip was actually breakdancing before I knew he was rapping.
Well, he's a Spider or something, right?
Yeah, with Spider.
And shout out to the Spider crew from the Essex Project.
Yeah, he used to do headstands, windmills, L kicks, all that shit.
That's what's up, man.
Still do that
Shout
shit.
out to Clip, man. You already know.
Shout out Clip. But anyway, they was rapping already. And I was my man Mike Styles was DJing, and my man DJ Sun was DJing these parties in Tewksbury, and like this like a warehouse kind of shit, or like a function hall. You know what I mean? So they used to do the shows there, and Son used to bring his sound equipment and DJ their shows. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be their own fans. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers from Haverhill and Lawrence and shit. So I knew them from then. And then years pass. You know, I meet Static Selector from then. This is 98, 99.
Yeah.
But we not like circle yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of sort of. It's just everybody in the scene kind of sort of together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we do those Tewksbury shows. Whatever. Time passes. Meet Static. Oh, because with me and the DJ crew in Lawrence, E and J, and that's Son, Urkel, and Jera. For those that don't know, we used to DJ these room parties at Nights in Columbus. Get like 2 rooms, and then Lowell get like 2 rooms, and one room would be like reggae and house, and then the other room would be like hip hop and R&B. And then they were already doing that shit in the city, and in 978. And then that's when I started DJing. So I was kind of just brought in through like Urkel and like Jera, through the DJ scene. So I got put in them situations to DJ these 2-room jams and just kind of get my feet wet and shit like that. This was like 99.
What kind of records were you spinning at these parties? At that
I mean,
time?
it was the ill shit. It was, DMX was huge.
Yeah.
Big Pun, huge. You know, Jay-Z, Biggie, was everything like that. R&B, hip-hop R&B remixes was at another level. Reggae, Sean Paul and fucking Beanie Man and all that shit.
Oh yeah, man. There was always a big dancehall scene out here.
So I was getting my feet wet and learning under these dudes, the DJs out here, right? Then I started doing the Tewksbury shit with Son, and Mike is there because Mike Styles is rapping at the time.
Okay.
And he got a vinyl out and shit like that.
Word. So
he's kind of like he's from Andover. So it's immersing. The scenes are blending. You know what I'm saying? At the time. Then time passes. 01, 2000, 01, 02. Easy or Ed Rock and Term drop a single.
Yeah. Well, that was the black and white one, right? What was it called?
Yeah, it was called what was the name of the single?
Street or some shit? It was a Street?
The street single.
The one that it was black and white Ed and Term, the original one of them.
Yeah.
It was called Street. Speaking to Raw,
Yeah, see, I knew
Yes, it was just called Street, and then the B-side was Streetwise.
Word.
C4. Yeah, my man Hectic is the man. He got all the history too.
Word
So
up.
anyway, yeah, they come out with the single. Boom. And then a year later, '02, Ed Rock comes to my crib and he does a freestyle for my mixtape while I'm still DJ D.
Okay, yeah, so you started in the beginning.
So he did a freestyle for me over the Hell on Earth shit, right?
Word. Shout out to Easy Money. We're going to get him on this show soon, too.
For sure.
So you already know. We already talked about it.
So Ed Rock comes and does a freestyle for me. And then he likes the vibe. You know, we had just built really out of nowhere, and then we got cool. And then he goes from there, comes out, does his thing. He goes back, starts telling Term and telling a bunch of the other heads about me.
Word. That's what's up, man. So he pretty much
in the meantime,
put you out there, you know?
In the meantime, before I put out my next mixtape, after that, I changed my name to Deadeye. Now I'm Deadeye. Then Term comes over. He does 2 freestyles for me, right? And then from there, those freestyles were so good, or they came out so dope that he ends up putting it on Her Politics 1.
Okay, both of them?
Yeah, he ends up re-recording them at Wonka.
So you didn't put them on your joint?
No, they were on my shit.
Okay,
they were first came out on my tape,
all right.
and then he took them from there and
they were so good.
Yeah, and then he redid them and then put them on Her Politics 1. And then from there, it was kind of like the marriage was kind of. From there, it was glued. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And then,
yeah, because you guys started in the beginning when you guys were in the hood, like,
and then
just, working on it. It wasn't really.
And then I just started putting out mixtapes, and he started putting out mixtapes, and then, our grind was very similar. Out of a lot of people, that was.
And that's also the thing. That was the mixtape era. There was no, there was really no digital platforms for us to post our music on and just share it and to get it to all
those
the
are
people.
like big ass.
We had to go city to city. We had to go with the backpacks. I've done it too with the Hood Pro, man, with the Hood Pro mixtapes. Mm-hmm. Walking around with backpacks in cities trying to sell them for $5, $2, whatever they had. You know what I mean? So it's different coming from that era. Like now, it's so easy to touch more people with the music, just with a share or with a couple likes from somebody. People will jump on there and listen.
Definitely.
You're coming from that era, and putting in that much work with an artist, you're building. I can see why you guys are so tight.
Yeah, word. And every time we perform or anything like that, ever, like we never rehearse. Like it's just a natural thing that happens.
That's fire.
It's weird.
Yeah, because I've been to your shows. Like
dope.
You know how exactly when to cut his shit. Like when he does.
And I'm always asking him like, yo, what you want to do next? And he's like, whatever.
Just do whatever.
And you know what I'm saying? There's really no set plan.
Order, so you pretty much you put
forever though since we've been rocking.
All right, so DJ Deadeye, how many tours have you been on with Term? Like how many tours have you? I know you guys been on everywhere, all over the world. How many countries have you been in, and how many tours have you been on? I mean, you can take think about
tours.
That
I don't know. Tours, I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's been a lot.
It's like hundreds, 1,000. Give us
probably like hundreds. Probably 100. Probably like 100. Probably like 100 tours.
Do you know how many countries you've been on? Like doing tours and shit. Like on.
Yeah, it's over 40 countries for sure.
Damn, that's what's up.
That I know for
40
sure.
40 countries.
The tour thing is tough because we've been touring since like 04.
Damn, yeah. So that's a long time right there.
That's a long time to count how many times we've gone out.
Yeah, for real.
But the country thing is 40 plus for sure.
40 plus, yeah. I think I've heard terminology mention that on.
He's got more than me because he's done shit outside of working with me.
Word.
He's got more than me country wise, but I have more than him. I think state wise.
Okay.
Because me and him did a statewide tour in 08 with Red MF.
That's fire.
And me and Slane 3 years later did one where we did other markets that we didn't do on the Red MF tour. So I hit other states,
cities and states and shit
that we hadn't hit before.
Word, so since you mentioned,
and Term did a lot more too because he ended up doing not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
He did a tour with Common.
Okay, for real?
Outside of me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was on tour with Common.
DJ Static obviously DJ for him. Right?
Nah, it was like he was on it. And he just did a couple shows, yeah.
Word.
I forget how many he did on that tour, but he was on that tour, and that tour hit a lot of shit that I hadn't hit. You know what I'm saying? But I know I got like at least 44 states that I've hit.
Crazy, man.
44,
that's a
44
number,
states and 45 countries at least.
Wow, man. And what's one of your favorite countries that you've been on? That you've been to?
I like Switzerland a lot.
Switzerland? Nice.
Portugal's always dope.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I liked Lebanon. That was a good time.
Oh, yeah, man. I actually want to go there one day.
Japan was great. South Korea was great.
Oh, word? South Korea?
Great times there.
Wow.
A lot of spots in Europe. A lot of spots in Europe, man.
Hey, you've been everywhere, all over the fucking place, bro.
Yeah, I'm dying to go to Africa, man. I want to go there, and I want to go to South America.
How is the hip hop scene there? I know sometimes I don't
really know, but I know it's major. I know it's major. You know what I'm saying? I know it. It's just, it's hard for us to see other shit in other places, in other countries, because American TV doesn't show that. You have to have a certain channel that shows that to you for you to know what's going on. But hip hop's major all over, but definitely overseas. Yeah. I know from Europe and Asia, it's just another level of appreciation and love for the culture, man.
It was tour with Method Man and Redman. How many cities did you touch on that tour?
I think we hit 53.
Damn, 53 in all in US, or that was
all US,
including US. Oh, all right. So
it was US. 60 days, 53 or 54 shows, something like that.
That's crazy, man. All right, so I'm going to ask you this one question right now. I need you to give me one of the tour stories from the Method Man and Redman tour. Like, give me one story that you haven't told too many people that won't, incriminate anybody or throw anybody under the bus. But something that
I don't know. I think I told this one before, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where, but we was on that tour for fucking 2 months, bro. And Hector could tell you because he came with us for the first half of the shit. The shit was nuts.
Word.
So we go from Lawrence. We go from Lawrence, and the story I'm gonna tell you is in Humboldt County. So we was in Humboldt. We did Humboldt State University on that tour.
Oh wow! Shout out to Humboldt County, man.
This shit was bananas. This is 2008, so not everywhere is decriminalized or legalized with the weed.
In Cali at the time.
Just anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Cali was already on.
So we go to the shit and we're just like scared to break up. We go inside. We waiting for shit to start off. We sitting in the cafeteria of this college, and like we're just like niggas want to smoke, but niggas are like nigga, we're in a school, like you know what I'm saying? Like no way.
But it's a college though, right?
Yeah, it's a college, but still we were like nah, no way. You can't even be 100 feet within a school.
When you're there for business, you might.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, right? So then we like anxious but like nervous too about doing it. Niggas, the fucking janitor comes by. He walks by. He's like, actually, no. One of the dudes we with, he's one of the merch guys.
Okay.
And just like one of the extra goonies we brought. He's like, fuck it. He starts breaking up. A nigga walks by, and he's like, oh, what you breaking up there? We think it's like a security. It's the janitor of the college.
Oh shit.
He's like, oh, here, and he throws a nug on the table. He's like, oh, my son grows this. Here, have a nug or whatever.
Okay.
Because we're in Humboldt, but we didn't know that. This is our first time in Humboldt. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't know what was
don't know what the fuck to expect. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, he gives us some.
Did you guys have any knowledge of what
we knew
about? We knew it's like a weed capital kind of.
We knew we were going to like that area for in that situation, but we didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so anyway, the nigga gives us the weed. We're like, fuck it. We in here. So that was weird. Then the people couldn't come into because it's not a regular venue. So you can't let people in before a certain time.
Yeah.
So all the kids from the school that can get in for free because they got their school ID or whatever the fuck, they right outside the door in the parking lot, all chiefing before the school, before the show.
So it didn't seem too
it's
hot,
like 1,500, 2,000 people in the parking lot smoking bud. Shit was bananas. Then we do the show. Like I said, we brought a bunch of the hood niggas. We brought Machete. We brought Hectic. We brought Clip was with us for half of it. Who else? And then Term, his management, 2 extra merch guys, and myself.
What?
So Hectic and Machete got EBT. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, they got the EBT card.
They got EBTs at the time, so we going around everywhere.
The papers or the cards?
Nah, they had the cards. They had the cards.
Yeah.
So everywhere we could go that we at, whatever city, as long as they accept that shit, we could use it.
Yeah.
So we out there, we do the show. After the show, we in the parking lot. There's mad shorties everywhere. Heck, Machete, everybody out there doing their thing.
Yeah. All bagging them.
Bagging crazy. So then, somehow Machete and Heck and a couple other dudes bagged this group of girls. There's 2 or 3 girls. They got an apartment near the campus or whatever.
Yeah.
I see them niggas whip around in their car. They pull up. Machete and these and the 2 girls and the 3 girls or whatever in the car. They pull in and they pull. I'm in front of the school in the sidewalk like this, facing the sidewalk. They turn the car around. They pull up like this. The 2 shorties are in the front. Machete's in the back, and Hectic with another of the girls, and fucking Redman's in the car with them.
What?
They take off. They're like, "Yo, we're going over here." I'm like, "Nigga, I'm going over there." Then so boom, they dip out. We're in my van, the rap joint. With term shit.
Yeah, the terminology.
Me and
you brought it out there? You drove it out there?
We drove across country and back.
I remember that van. You used to have it
from
in
Lawrence.
All the time. Terminology rap on it.
Yo, Heck, the humble situation, remember?
Hey, yo, we back, man. We brought Hectic in the mix.
Yep.
Yo, Hectic, what it do, man?
So, yo, I'm saying, y'all niggas pull up in front of the school, and I'm right there, and you're in the whip with the shorties, and Red.
Model chicks.
Oh, word.
Yeah, they wanted to get with Redman. They didn't want to get with us.
So, but y'all made it happen though.
No, because Redman just wanted to take a shower. He wanted somewhere to go take a shower because we were gonna drive like 14 hours straight or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't gonna be able to take a shower, so he was trying to convince the shorties like, "Yo, let's go back to your crib. Let me take a shower." But he was there and he was trying to line us up like, yo, I'm gonna take a shower, go chill with my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Redman was like trying to wing it. You know what I mean?
But he just came out. He was about to perform. Or this was before or after the show?
After the show.
After the show. Okay, I got you. Yeah, because kind of like when we met him up at in the Boston Hard Rock Cafe.
Yep.
I remember DJ Deadeye DJ'd for him at the Hard Rock or whatever, and we linked up at his telly, and he was like, "We'll link up with a bunch of chicks and shit in the hotel." Who else? Was Dollar was there?
Elementary
was there. Was that the guy that was there with us? Redman's peoples?
Nah, that wasn't.
You know what's crazy is the day from the Humble.
Yeah.
He left his vest.
Hold on, tell him this shit before that. So he's trying to take a shower.
Okay, yeah.
Right in the shorty's crib.
Yeah.
We're thugging her crib out.
Gotcha.
These niggas are getting breakfast made. Like, it's crazy, right? But this nigga, while he's trying to take a shower, one of the shorties won't let him take a shower because she's trying to fuck the nigga.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, I'm trying to shower, but she ain't having it. So then, boom, he's like, fuck it, I can't shower. So he ends up wanting to dip. So we're like, all right, jump in the van. Because I had showed up to the crib in the van with T and this nigga.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he was there already. But me and T show up. Then we're like, yo, we'll take you back to the bus. So he jumps in the van with me, Heck, and Term. Go back to the spot. He got to go from there, the vest.
He has a bubble vest, a black bubble vest, and Turner has a black bubble vest.
All right.
They both got black bubble vests.
Got you.
But
Same
we
exact.
were in Humboldt University.
No, it was Dan that had the vest.
Somebody in our crew had a black bubble vest, right?
Okay.
And Redman also had a black bubble vest that he had it left in the front of the minivan. And we were at Humboldt University. That's the capital of weed.
Yeah, that's dope.
So like, what's
awesome.
crazy is somebody had given Red and Meth a QP of like fire for free, just like, yo, here, take this.
Some fans.
So they had split it. You know what I'm saying? And Redman left his in his vest, and he left his vest in our van. We thought it was Term's vest the whole time, or Dan's van vest. So we didn't fuck with it.
We're talking about Dan Green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we showed up somewhere. We were driving without knowing, and we just pull it out. There's like 2 ounces of weed there.
To go off that, the reason why he left the vest was he was distracted because when we were driving towards the van, we had Big Pun playing in the front. And these niggas had the EBT, like I told you. So we had 2 cases of Chef Boyardee, beefaronis and shit. He's like, yo, y'all niggas got beefaroni? He was wildin'.
Word, that's what's up.
He loved the food stamps.
So that nigga's like, we're like, yo, take whatever you want. He's like, racking up on that shit. That's how he left the vest. Then continue.
Yeah, so we found it. We're like, what the fuck is this? Yo, this must be Redman shit. So I went and I brought it to him, and he was like, "What's up? You took some out of the bag?" I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "You should have. I would have." And he took it. He's like, "Good looks." And he asked me if I wanted some, but I was on parole at the time, so I was like, I can't.
That's
What's up.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Redman, man. It'll be an honor trying to get him on the show one
Crazy
day, man.
tour stories, man.
We gonna get him. We gonna get him.
Yeah, so yeah, nigga, that shit was just, you know, that's an extra corroboration for, you know what I'm saying, what I was saying.
Nah, for sure, man. Now you guys always got those stories. That was a good one right there. I remember hearing that about that. You guys were surviving off the Chef Boyardees and shit.
We were thugging that tour out because it was low money, but it was the opportunity.
I be eating shits off the can when I'm on my underground.
The opportunity was worth more than the bread.
Word.
That was the we already had the foot in the door, but we literally pushed our way in the door. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
From that situation. Because I got relationships from that tour to this day, and that was 12 years ago.
Hell yeah, man. We'll tell them about that timeline. So one day, me and Deadeye were chilling and whatever. He's DJing for Redman at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever, I had the whip that time. I think he didn't have a license, so I pretty much was a chauffeur for him, and I got to get in the show and everything. So I was like, oh, let's do it. It's my man's. We chilling. You know what I mean? So whatever, Redman does his show, whatever. I got him rocking the high voltage hat. You can see that in my video, and I'm. With the exotic video, Mr. Dale's on the video on that. You can check that out on YouTube. But yeah, so Redman was rocking the high voltage hat. Then me and Deadeye, we ended up going back to the hotel with Redman. I think Lisa Finelli was there. One of Redman's like right hand man. I don't know if it was Dollarmentary or something.
Nah, it wasn't Dollar.
I thought you said his name was
Dice.
Dollar. I thought it was Dollar or something. So, no, but one of them. Oh, it might have been Marky.
We was with Cream.
Oh, Cream. There you go.
We was with
that
Cream.
was who it was. So shout out to Cream.
Yeah, shout out to Cream.
We was with Cream. And then for some reason, I guess Redman likes his showers because he jumped in the shower that time too.
Hey,
and we're all
you know what it is because
we got a bunch of people chilling in his room, and he's just like, "Nigga, I'm trying to take a shower."
He be jumping on stage so wild and so crazy that usually after the show they either dip right away. They usually don't stay unless they got another show in a couple of days. But if they got a show the next day or they want to go home because New York's so close, they just shower or be out.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to be in the whip 4 or 5 hours stink.
Nah,
you know
I hear you, man. Nah, so I don't blame him.
So I feel
yeah, so that's why when Redman came off the stage or whatever, he took off his hat as soon as I gave him mine because I gave him a black and red, obviously a Redman hat. You know what I mean? I gave him the black and red high voltage. So he like threw his hat because it was all sweaty and he put the fresh one on. So he was like, "Good looks, boom." We got the picture, got him in the video. So that was a cool experience. But yeah, we ended up being in the telly. I remember he was telling us, this is a story that I kind of get upset about it because last time we were chilling with Redman that day in that hotel, after he came out, we were chopping it up. Everybody was smoking their own blunts because he wasn't sharing no blunts or whatever. And he was telling us about the How High Part 2. So he was like, he was like, him and Redman, we're gonna do How High Part 2. That they were excited about it. He was telling us, everything about it. And then all of a sudden, they end up switching it up and getting who was it to DC Young Fly and
Little Yachty
and Little Yachty or whatever to replace them. So like me, I was like, I thought Redman, he thought he was gonna be on that. So they ended up, I felt like they did him dirty, but I don't know the whole story behind it. But I just know what Redman told us that night, and then what I seen with them, they created the How High Part 2, which I watched it anyway because I had to watch it, but it ain't obviously would have been better with Method Man and Redman, man.
Of course.
I need an explanation on why that didn't happen one day.
I mean, from what I know, is they were working with Universal because Universal owns the characters, owns the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So they were working with them on the script to make it dope. Universal wanted to go in a different direction. They were having issues with that. So instead of working it out, they just were like, no, we're going to do our shit because we own it and just get these niggas to do it. And they got DC Young Fly and Little Yachty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I see where they went. They try to bring like the younger stuff to it.
I think the way Red and Meth could still do the shit is maybe somehow get the license to use the two names of the characters.
Yeah.
And then do their own movies.
Do a spin-off.
Like Cheech and Chong, you know what I'm saying? They were the same character.
Just call it Meth and Red.
They were the same character, just in different movies.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that would be a dope idea, man.
Even though-
or they can keep the series going, like kind of like how they did in Dumb and Dumber, how they do like the original Dumb and Dumber. You know, not to compare it to.
Yeah.
To
They
them.
could call themselves, if they could get the license for the two names, they could call themselves Jamal and Silas.
Yeah,
Is that their
Jamal
name?
and Silas. Yeah, that sounds
They
right.
could just change it.
They could just,
Mel and Cyrus.
yeah, there you go. They
Nah,
could do
but-
that too.
Or they can do like the OGs, like when like say like DC Young Fly and Lil Yachty meet the OGs, and they could.
Well, they could do that. They could do that too.
Like,
What
on
I'm
the
saying
third-
is that
on the third part.
for Red and Meth to have their own shit,
Yeah,
they'd have
I
to
don't-
change everything but be the similar characters.
Yeah, I feel
You know what I'm saying?
It's not
Because
the
they don't
same,
have the Little Yachty and DC on Fly. They ain't the same characters as.
And they can't
No, of course not.
They
Of course
can't
not.
use Homeboy. The I Need Money.
Oh, I Need Money. Yeah,
Use that name.
Yeah, true.
yeah. They gotta switch it all up,
Word.
which they could do because they're the ones who brought the clout to that.
How do you feel about Mike Epps still doing it?
That was weird.
He's still dead.
Yeah, for the bread, man. For the bread.
That's crazy. Man.
That's crazy.
Yo, so how was your relationship with Sean Price, man? How many did you get to
It was
DJ
L.
for him at
It
any
was
time?
crazy. Yeah, actually.
When
Yeah.
did you DJ for Sean Price?
I DJ'd for him when actually
in
my
peace.
first. Rest in peace, Sean P. Man, that dude was the best, man.
Definitely.
I mean, one of my top 5 favorite rappers. Anytime he did anything, it was like must listen. Like I had to listen to it. Sometimes like music would just be like monotonous and everybody would be putting out similar shit, and that nigga would just put out a freestyle where it would just break up the boring.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
He was
Break
like
up the
he
crowd.
was like a light for me in rap and hip hop. You know what I'm
Man, that's
saying?
what's up, man. That's-
Anyway, we did first time I DJ for Sean Price and Rock. Actually, I DJ'd for Helter Skelter. Was the first time I ever did a tour outside of Massachusetts. This is
Word.
2004. I have the tour picture actually. I could.
We'll send
I'll
it
send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah, we'll throw it on there. We'll throw it on there right after.
So then, we touring. We did. We drive. We get in the. We got the 15 passenger van.
Okay.
It's obviously early in us doing this shit because
It wasn't a rap one, right?
we got a 15 passenger van for a tour with like 6 niggas.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so
you wanted some leg room.
we was like, we was just early in it, wilding out. Anyway, so it was Term's manager at the time, Dan Green, and in Term, myself. We had brought this kid, Cash Kai, with us, which is a rapper.
I know Cash Kai.
And it was, and then we drove the van. Actually, we met up with a dude in New York, but we drove and then picked us up in Mass. Drove to New York. We picked up Sean P at his projects
In the 15 joint?
in his joint, like
the 15 passenger?
in the business jet. We picked him up.
You can pick them up.
We picked them up.
Picking
Boom.
up rappers everywhere.
And Rusty Jux. We picked both of them up there. And
That's
then Rock at the time had just got out of jail, right? And he had just got his he had gotten slashed in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn, bro.
Yeah, so like
What year was this?
this is 04.
So
I don't know when it was.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened.
like that.
Something happened in jail.
Allegedly and all that.
Something happened in jail where he got slashed, right? So he joined the tour in a whip. He wasn't on the van with us because
Gotcha.
the nigga who did it was Puerto Rican in jail. He didn't fuck with Spanish niggas right then at the time, and it's a van full of Spanish niggas.
Word.
So it was like, nah. You know what I mean? So he drove there and he met us and shit. And then we did a show in D.C. We did a show in Washington, D.C. That was the first show I did outside of Massachusetts. I DJ'd for Helter Skelter that day and that night. And then after the show, niggas start ciphering in the parking lot.
Word.
Sean P, Rock, a bunch of motherfuckers obviously
Word,
from the
man.
show.
Going hard. Beatbox or acapella?
I think niggas had a beat or a beatbox.
Okay,
One of the
okay.
two. I forget exactly. It was a long time ago. It was like 16
Nah,
years
I just
ago.
wanted to kind of visualize it, you know?
But anyway.
Love Sean P stories, man.
But yeah, it was like mad people around, you know, obviously. And Term got in it, and
Nice.
it was just a dope thing, you know what I'm saying? And then we did another show. That shit was mad funny too because at the time Bush was the president, the Bush Jr.
Okay, yeah.
And
That asshole.
it was after 9/11. Obviously, it was 2004. So like it was shit on Bush
Gotcha.
season.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So Term had this verse where he was shit on Bush. You know what I'm saying? So we did we did the show in DC, right?
Oh,
so in the middle of the show, he would be like, "Yo, y'all fuck with Bush," and niggas be like, "Boo," and then he'd do the verse.
Yeah.
He'd do the verse, and niggas go, "Ah, I love it." You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that's what's up.
So boom, we do it in DC, niggas love it, right? The next day, we do a show in Richmond, Virginia, which is not far from there, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know if I'm mistaken, maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Less. It was less than that, I think.
We got you.
Hour and a half, 2 hours, right?
Around that time.
We get to the middle of the show. We're like, yo, y'all niggas fuck with Bush? They're like, yeah. We're like, all right, next song. You know what I'm saying? Guess we're not doing that song.
America then, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yo, it was literally like, it wasn't even an hour away. It was like less than an hour away, bro. It was like 45 minutes away, bro.
So you can tell you was probably in the urban cats and then the suburbs.
But it's wild because we was in the capital where he works at.
Yeah.
And then we went to some random town, like not a random town. Richmond, Virginia is a big city. It's the capital of fucking Virginia. But it's just bananas.
That's what's up, man. Word, man. So
that was the first time. That was the first time.
Also, I wanted to ask you, like, all right. So has there ever been a time? I know you've been around so many, like, probably actors and producers and DJs and rappers. Is there any time that you felt like close to starstruck, seeing somebody, like being in the same room or conversating or sharing a cipher or sesh with somebody? Like, was there a time that was like you were the closest to being like starstruck? Maybe not starstruck, but the closest to that. What can you think of? I know you've been around some
couple times, man.
Yeah.
Were you with us, Heck, with the Ed Lover shit?
No, but I got not a starstruck story, but a story that people wouldn't believe because it would have to come from somebody like me. But I remember when we went to the House of Blues in LA, and homeboy that won he's an Oscar.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. It was Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, Joaquin
like dude who played
Phoenix?
Joker. Dude who played
Are you
Joker.
kidding me?
Yo, this dude came in.
The Joker, kid.
He came into the House of Blues looking like he was on like dust.
Facts.
He goes up to Deadeye, gives him that. Deadeye goes, "What's up, my nigga?" He goes, "Oh, wait, hold on, stop." He had cameramen with him, and he's like, "Can you do that again?" Deadeye's like, "Do what?" He's like, "Say what's up, my nigga." Dropping N-bombs backstage at a Wu-Tang concert.
Facts.
And he had Ben Affleck was the kid.
No,
Not Ben Affleck,
Casey Affleck
was the camera guy.
Oh shoot,
Ben Affleck's brother. Shout out
Casey Affleck was there.
So from what I know, Deadeye should be in that documentary because he came into the House of Blues. And
we're gonna have to dig that up.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up. I'm gonna have to find the movie and literally watch it.
Video footage of it. He never released it, but that's.
I wasn't starstruck because I didn't know who he was because he didn't look because obviously he hadn't done Joker or none of that stuff. But he had done. Now he was a major. He had done Gladiator.
Yeah.
But he was mad clean in Gladiator.
Yeah.
Super clean. He had no facial hair.
When we met him,
He was fucking my man. Like he looked like fucking.
he looked like the dude from The Hangover with the beard.
Yeah, facts. He looked like Zach Galifianakis or whatever the hell his name is.
That's crazy.
He looked bananas, bro.
Yeah, he was in his
So he didn't look like
disguise.
him. So I wasn't like, oh shit, it's the Gladiator dude, because you know what I'm saying. I didn't.
Nobody would believe that if Deadeye was to like really say that.
So,
story.
but I got the picture.
yeah,
Once I figured out what it was, I was like, yo, let me get a flick. I got the flick. I'll show you that flick too on the thing. I'll send you
we're gonna have to
that.
get
But
that.
anyway, a couple times. I mean, I think the first time I met DJ Premier was pretty fucking insane.
Yeah, that must have been cool. Where did you meet him at?
Damn, first time I met DJ Premier. Where did I meet DJ
You've been with him
Premier?
multiple times after that, I bet, right?
I mean, one time when it was pretty surreal, like the situation was when we were doing So Amazing. Term was doing the song So Amazing
of course.
with him, and we went to the to headquarters where he Term had already laid the rhymes and he was getting the cuts for the intro.
Word.
So I'm there and he's just picking shit up, checking shit out, putting shit on. But the nigga, no lie, it was like 100 degrees in New York that day.
Yeah.
And the AC was broken headquarters.
Yeah, I was dying.
So he's mixing the record, and I'm just like, this should be the happiest shit of all time for me. But I'm like falling asleep at the board.
Yeah, because
it's so hot, bro.
Damn,
I just couldn't believe
that
it.
feeling, man.
So then I had to get up, and then I go to the room, to the waiting room. Everybody else is asleep because it's
So
you know what I mean. It's just me,
everybody's
me and Term work, and Primo working on the record. That was crazy. First time me and Meth got mad cool was pretty bananas too. Like where it was outside of the clique. You know what I'm saying? Well, we did a show. We were still on the tour. Heck had to go back to Mass.
Okay.
And a bunch of the team had to go back to Mass. It was only a couple heads still on the tour.
Okay.
We was in one of the Carolinas. And we do the show. Whatever. People end up going to the downtown to go party afterwards. Everybody in Wu-Tang's entourage and pretty much everybody I'm with, they end up going to party or they bag shorties or whatever, and they doing their thing. So I end up on the Wu-Tang bus with Meth, and Meth's playing at the time, I don't know what it was, like Call of Duty or whatever it was.
On the bus?
And it was just me and him on the bus, and he was just playing, and we was talking, and then we was just smoking for like 2 hours or
That
something.
was sharing blunts?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
That guy, we don't know that. Yeah.
Usually don't.
That's no cipher right there, man.
He's done it. They do it with me all the time,
Oh, for sure.
but yeah, there's definitely
That was different time.
There's definitely those times when they don't.
It took them a month before I smoked with them.
Right.
On the tour.
It took them 2 weeks of us being on the tour for them to even know we was a
part of
thing.
Yeah. To even be like, oh, it's still these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're still with us. Cool.
What happened was we were still with them, and we had given them.
But from what I heard,
We
handpicked turn. From what I heard, that he was like, I want this kid on the tour.
That's what's up.
Supuestamente, I don't know.
yeah, that makes sense. And then what happened was we
We'll have
laced.
that conversation with Term one day.
We laced them niggas with Term's album. The whole team, the entourage, the people that are working with them, so they have it on the bus.
Yeah.
So after 2 weeks, they like finally heard it or some shit.
Yeah.
Where they came into the room, our backstage, both of them hooded up, dolo, and just walked in on us and was like, "Yo, y'all niggas L," like, you know what I'm saying? Like they fucked with us like after that. But it took 2 weeks.
That's a fire story right there, man.
Took
so
2
they
weeks.
pulled up on you, hoodied up, like, yo, y'all.
I got cool with everybody on 18.
on tour now, man.
I got cool with everybody on 18.
Cool with the main nigga. Let's just
Yeah, facts.
that nigga nut.
I got coolest with the Meth's security, personal security,
Yeah.
and the tour manager of their shit, 7.
7, okay.
That's my guy.
I think I met them at
So-
remember when I think you were there that day. We were at Foxwoods when Method Man and Redman were there. Mm-hmm. Remember there was selling the merch right there in the booth. There was a bunch of them.
That was 7.
That was 7, right?
7. Yep.
Yeah, I
Head
remember.
wrap.
Yeah, I
Head
remember
wrap.
him. Yeah. That's what's up. Shout out to 7.
That's the man right there. So he tour manages Wu-Tang, Red and Meth, and then a bunch of the motherfuckers in Wu-Tang. So like one time I got up with him in Boston. He was at the formerly the Roxy. It's now called something else. I forget what it's called now.
In Boston.
But formerly the Roxy. It was in 2012. RZA was doing a tour for the movie Man with the Iron Fist.
Yeah, I remember that movie. I love that movie.
So he was touring, promoting that movie while he was doing shows though.
Oh, okay.
So he was headlining the tour where it was You God, Supernatural, and DJ Absolute.
Okay.
And they were on the tour. And then I got up with 7. Then he was tour manager RZA. And then another time I got into a show because Jizza was out here, but they don't use the same tour manager. But you know what I'm saying? He linked me with the end. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man.
He taught us shit too. He's the one that taught us never ever take stage so you get at least half your money up front. Actually, if you have a deposit, he says don't go on stage, you get the rest.
The rest of the bread. Facts.
Then don't even book a date unless you have a deposit. So
Well,
he learned a lot of that from him.
Facts. We learned a lot. I learned a lot from him, and the team learned a lot from just being around them. Because they were like super vets at the time, and now they're fucking like even
More legendary at the moment.
Hats, bro.
That's crazy.
facts. Yeah. So Nut is one of Meth's personal guys from like when they were young. And then now he's his personal security, and he's a brick wall. He's like a, you know what I'm saying? He's like he's probably like a linebacker or like a tight end size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember seeing him. He's a big dude.
Yeah. Meth shouts him out on What the Blood Clot on Tikal.
Tikal. Yeah, that was a good one right there, man. All right, so before we take off, I want to ask you, man, how do you feel about the battle rap scene right now?
I feel like like it's crazy because like I'm not like super duper in it where I know all the players and all the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, I like that it's like super duper competitive.
Yeah.
And people are loving it and all about it. I love that about it.
Do you have a favorite battle rapper? Like who do you know when you think of battle rap? Who comes to your head? Like even if you're not into it.
I mean, I like some of the key guys or some of the older guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like who?
You know, one of my favorite guys from back in the day was like Mook and Jay Mills and Serious Jones, and them dudes was dope. But then there's like it's like the old school and like Lux and like Math.
Lux is still at it.
Lux and Math, and you know, them dudes is dope. And then you know, out of the new guys, I like or the guys that are battling now. You know, obviously Chilla Jones. That's home.
Chilla's in my top 5
home
right
team.
Now. I love
you know, I remember I watched a battle in my grill. I went to Mass, either 4 or 3 or whatever it was, whenever it was, and I seen
that Static was there.
I seen the battle I watched. It was Iron Solomon and Arsenal.
Okay,
and that shit was one of the most disrespectful things I ever seen in my life.
I could imagine.
So Arsenal's one of them ill dudes too. I fuck with him. He's crazy. He's a wild dude.
I like Arsenal, man.
I really like the fact that like Cassidy and them dudes came back and shit like that. Like that's fucking dope.
So you're more into like the veterans of the game.
I like the vets, but I like out of the new guys, the one dude that I saw that I was like, you know who's really dope too? I'll get back to that, but another person that's really dope is that I saw battle too in my face is 40 Bars from Boston.
Yeah, I know 40
She's
Bars.
dope. She's super dope.
Yeah,
she's a beast. But anyway,
she battled on Premier Rap Battle League. Shout out to Premier Rap Battle League.
Word up. The person that I saw battle recently that I was like, holy shit, was Geechee Gotti or whatever.
Geechee Gotti for sure. Shout out to Geechee.
Yo, he fucking. Yo, I watched him and battle this dude Twerk or whatever.
Yeah, Twerk Anderson.
Bro, yo, that shit was one of the illest slaughters. That was the recent that just happened. That was the recent.
Yeah. He bodied Twerk that.
Yo,
he bodied Twerk that.
He fucking destroyed this motherfucker so
man,
crazy.
Honestly, man, he's been like.
And I know the kid.
He hasn't really lost
and I know the kid Twerk is good. I know the kid Twerk is good.
Yeah,
but it was just so one-sidedly.
He was off that day.
Crazy that, like, I was like, wow, this kid got my ears. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's definitely one that I fuck with out of the new guys.
Word, man.
Sure.
Yeah, and man, one of my favorites right now is Rum Nitty. He's like one of the punch masters to me.
Yeah,
I actually saw him live at the Mass 5. So I think Term was there as well. Ed Rock was there. We was all watching it. We was chilling and shit. Chilla actually lost his title that day against Real Deal.
Yeah, I remember. I was there. That shit was awful.
Awful. All right, so you were there.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That shit made me never ever want to watch battle rap again. It's like boxing,
and
bro.
And then Rum Nitty basically admitted that he's the reason why he's hating. From his vote. You know what I mean? But whatever. We ain't gonna get into that.
That shit was so bad that it made me not want to fuck with it afterwards.
Man.
Like it's like when boxing is so egregiously wrong, like it makes you not want to watch the next shit because you're like, what the fuck? Like, how is this legal in this league?
How about back in the day, man? Remember Terminology? Were you a part of it when he used to do like the battles on Nights of Columbus?
Yeah, I DJ'd that shit.
Yeah. Back in the day, who were some battlers from back then? You don't remember anybody?
Yeah, of course.
Who battled back then in those days? This is back in the day. Lawrence.
You know who battled in that? Really? That I was surprised that battle. Actually, I wasn't surprised he battled because he wasn't what people thought he was. Recently, back then, was Knowledge battled in that.
Knowledge the singer.
Yep, but he wasn't a singer. He was rapping.
Back then, he was rapping back then.
Who else battled in that shit? Ape Shit battled. He won the battle. Ape Shit. Cash. Who else battled in that shit? Yo, do you remember who else battled in that battle? The Knights of Columbus joint.
Well, Terminology used to host them back in the days at Knights of Columbus and Lawrence.
I'm not even sure. I remember the.
I was way back.
It was. Mike wasn't in that one. Mike wasn't in that one. It was. Like I said, it was Cash, Ape Shit, Knowledge. Oh, I think Hags was in that shit. Lou Armstrong.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
I think Hags was in that from Ball Club.
Told Lou Armstrong.
No, he told
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Damn.
No, he
That's
did
a
that
classic.
to no, he didn't do that to Lou.
He did to Knowledge the 12. He's like, that looks like your age.
Yeah, he bodied
Oh,
Knowledge.
shit.
He bodied Knowledge. He had a jersey on.
So he was
It
going on freestyle too?
Yo, it was crazy.
Freestyle king, bro.
Nah, he was crazy.
That's
Nah, it was Cash. Cash had a Dodgers hat on, and he's battling Cash for the championship. And Ape goes, "Yo, the LA on your hat is lose to Ape." And then he said, because the nigga's name was QASH.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, your name stands for queer ass silly homo."
Oh,
So he was bodying them.
So he was getting the crowd. to laugh
And he was like hitting him with the one line, and he's like, "You're an asshole," like da da da, like you know what I'm saying? Like he just had more like charisma, clown, jester shit with him, to where he won really. You know what I'm saying? Like he really won. So then this nigga, a bunch of niggas was saying niggas was, favoriting him and shit. And it was like, how could we favor Ape out of the hood niggas? Like he just won. Basically, he won. Plain and
He had
simple.
the crowd. Yeah, he had the
You know what I mean?
performance.
So yeah. But that shit was classic.
I remember going to one of them. I don't remember which battle I saw, but I might have been there.
And then
we was partying hard. Like we wasn't even paying attention to the battles back then.
Yeah.
I was there just to be there.
Yeah.
I was young. I was mad young back then. I was probably fucking 12, 13. You was supposed to be there. Word, man. So that's what's up, man. Like you said, man, we got DJ Deadeye in the mix. Thank you guys for tuning in today.
Audience left, yo. It was like,
Yeah, for
what
real,
happened?
man.
What happened?
But yeah, man. So yeah, make sure you guys go and check out DJ Deadeye, the Last Batch EP.
Yes, sir.
That's on iTunes and all platforms. Also
Yes, sir.
check out Double Impact 3.
Yes,
That's
sir.
on his Bandcamp. I'm gonna leave the link in the details.
Yes, sir.
And all that.
DJDeadeye.bandcamp.com.
Sir, where could they follow you on social medias? Let them
At
know.
DeadeyeST on everything. On Twitter, Instagram. DJDeadeye.bandcamp.com is where you can buy pretty much everything. If you are on any of the other streaming platforms, you can get everything there too. My debut album, Substance Abuse, is on there. The Last Batch EP is on there.
Word.
Both ST projects are on there. And both Runt Dawg projects are on there that I put
man.
out as
Shout
well.
out to Runt Dawg too, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out Runt Dawg. I put out Friday the 13th Part 13. My bad. Friday the 13th Part 4. Some B got on there. He got on the joint See Me.
Yes, sir, man. Yo, shout out to Runt Dawg. DJ Deadeye set that up for me.
Redman's on the joint.
Got on a little
John
feature with
Jiggs.
Redman's artist Runt Dawg. For those that don't know, we'll put a couple links down there in the details as well.
Yes, sir.
So you can check that out. Because DJ Deadeye got so many projects, so we'll just let you know in the details where you can find everything as well. But yeah, man.
Coming out, I got
Here we go.
Runt's album, Silence Punk. Runt Dawg's new album, Silence Punk, is coming out.
Silence Punk.
Silence Punk. We got
Silence Punk. Runt Dawg. Definitely got to get that.
14 joints. Got Nems on there, Rusty Jux, Rex, Do It All Do from Lords of the Underground, Elder Sensei from the Artifacts.
Fire.
Artisans album, Cinematic, coming out in July. So that got Easy, Term, Waz P, Snuck, Runt Dawg.
Like Waz.
And yeah, man, executive produced by myself.
Word,
And
you already
then,
know.
and then I got my album Intervention coming out in August. All types of names. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man! I can't wait to hear that, man. I already know how you do.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna
So
have
we
some
coming,
special
man.
surprises.
So
for us.
nonstop. Look out for Hectic's joint 2 with DL. The Harvest
sir.
coming soon.
Okay.
Term
Shout out to
Term
Mr.
got
DL, of course.
We got the
My
mixtape. Snuck just dropped Last to Leave. Easy got what's the name of his joint? When I Feel Like with Loman. So we got mad joints out. Term's got
You
50
guys got a lot
Body
of projects.
6 coming probably in the next week or two.
Oof, Term is on fire, man. Term is on
Nobody
straight
knows
fire.
that. We'll drop the cover and the shit is gonna drop like any day.
Word. Nah, yeah, Term, man. You already know that
And then
guy got a million albums
shit,
out right
what
now.
else?
Guy's on
Term
fire.
got so much shit coming out. It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, it's all right. We don't want to spill too much for the crowd, you know?
Yeah, nah, he got it. I mean, I'll
But
tell
yeah, whatever you
motherfuckers.
guys can tell me,
He
we'll
got a
tell
joint
you.
with
We'll
Paul
tell
Wall
y'all.
coming. He got a joint with UFO Feeve coming, where he did
Feeve?
with UFO Feeve.
Okay, UFO Feeve. Yeah,
He
he's
did,
UFO Feeve is on the Last Batch EP as well.
Yes,
so
sir. He's Fat Joe's
check
new
that out.
artist, Latino, Boricua,
Word.
Spanish Harlem. Yeah, he's a
Word.
beast, man.
I heard him, man.
He's like on
He got
some
flow.
Latin Nas shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Shout out Feeve. And like,
What's up,
we got mad joints coming out, man. Like, it's nonstop, bro.
Definitely, man. Now, so you already know, but this ain't gonna be the last time you're on the show. Now, maybe we're gonna get you back on here. We'll talk about that when you make most of those moves and shit.
Most
the
definitely.
last batch EP. Check this out right here. You already know the last batch. If you want a hard copy, you can reach out to us.
DJDeadeye.bandcamp.com. You could get the joint,
Wow.
digital or physical, wrapped up, ready to go.
Also, make sure you hit him up. DJ Deadeye at his social media so you can get his merch.
Yeah, I got the
hats
merch.
in all flavors.
Got the hats. I got the ST shirts. I got the Deadeye shirts coming.
All of his mixtapes.
The brand is strong, man. I'm just trying to keep it going.
You got the Sour Power right here. You already know.
All day.
That's the joint he did with Redman.
Wu-Tang.
One of my favorites. You already know. So, yes, sir, man. Yo, thanks for coming again, my brother.